Hi there, Fred, FR5ED, 5 is silent. Here with the beer review. This is Flying Fish, Exit 16 WE. I don't know if that means west, east, I don't know what that means. It does look kind of like a road sign there, Exit 16. This is a double IPA or an Imperial IPA. And there's something interesting in the name of this. It's not just Flying Fish Exit 16 WE double IPA. It is Wild Rice double IPA. Let me read the commercial description on this. And before I do, it is 8.2% ABV. And of course, Flying Fish is in New Jersey. I don't know why I said of course, like I know it and you don't, or something like that. Because I didn't until I saw it on the bottle. Anyway, it's rated a 98 overall. I am going to read that commercial description momentarily. It's a 98 overall and a 92 in style on Rate Beer after 176 reviews, so not lots and lots. And I could not find it on Beer Advocate. The word rice scares me. I think of Budweiser and all the big boys who just make carbonated rice water and call it beer. So whenever rice is used, it kind of scares me. But again, that's part of my lack of experience in the field, perhaps, because these are high ratings. So, 176 people out there thought it was pretty good. So here's the commercial description. It's a little lengthy, but I do want to read it. I thought it was interesting. Wild Rice Double IPA. The fourth stop on our multi-year trip to explore New Jersey takes us to one of the most maligned places in the state, the Hackensack Meadowlands. It's a place usually identified with landfills, pipelines, mob burials, allegedly, and sports teams that say they're from New York. Although no longer home to the forest of giant cedars and salt hay marshes teeming with aquatic life, the Meadowlands is still an amazingly diverse ecosystem providing vital animal and plant habitat. It's a nod to a once common food plant here. We've brewed this beer with wild rice. I guess they're saying that wild rice was a common food plant there. We also used brown and white rice as well as 2 malts. Rice helps the beer ferment dry to better showcase the 5 different hops that we've used. Lots and lots of them. We then dry hopped this double IPA with even a more generous addition of Chinook and Citra hops to create a nose that hints at tangerine, mango, papaya, and pine. Very lengthy, I know. And we're well into this, so let's move on with it. I just thought that was quite interesting that okay, the rice is used to really dry it out, so again, that's going to unbalance it for me a little bit. If the malts are not, wow, looks like I'm pouring a Pilsner. Looks like I poured a Bud Light there. Anyway, oh whoa, but I am getting some aromas and I haven't even gotten close to the glass yet. Let me back up. It's very, I'm smelling it. I'm not going to even get near it yet. Very clear straw colored, light lemony straw colored, fairly clear, maybe a little bit hazy. Decent carbonation, half a finger of head there, mostly dense, some larger bubbles. Man, I'm getting the aroma of this. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. Tons of citrus and pine and pineapple. I don't know, I forget what they mentioned. I mentioned mango. Let me see if I smell mango. I mean, the citrus is right in there. Grapefruit and lemon. I guess I could get mango out of that. I don't know if I would have found it if they hadn't said it, but I'm mostly captured by the grapefruit, lemony citrus, and the pine that's in there, and that's what I'm used to smelling. So it's a pretty full aroma, but I am taken aback at this extremely light color for a double IPA. That's pretty amazing. Okay, well let's give it one more smell and then taste it. Just get a little bit of a head back on there. I do smell a little bit of the, I don't know if I'm smelling the malt or the rice, but the grain behind there. Wait, I got more of it when I did this, oddly, because that's usually what releases the hops. Yeah, it seems like there's something more back there that's more of a grain smell. But anyway, let's taste it. How odd is that? You may ask what you mean by odd, FR5ED. I'll let you know in a second. Wow, okay, here's what I mean by odd. That is good. That's the first odd thing. I would have guessed that rice is just a filler. Secondly, when they said dry, I thought it was going to be really dry, but it's a fairly full-bodied, which from a double with all the extra grains and whatever other fermentables they use, it's not surprising that would be fuller bodied than a regular IPA. The look of it is kind of defies that experience. So it looks very thin-bodied and light, but the mouthfeel is heavier than medium for sure. And I don't want to say there's a sweetness there, but it is not a tooth-sucking dryness like sometimes when they're really going after a dry, IPA. It's more balanced than dry, I would say. Let me taste it again, and I'll tell you what else was odd. I would never have guessed there was rice involved. It tastes like a double IPA that is on the drier side, instead of the sweeter side. But I would have never guessed rice was used. I wouldn't call this a really dry IPA, double IPA. And it's just so surprising. Rice, light colored, thin looking. Never expected this taste and aroma out of this. It's amazing. This is Flying Fish Exit 16 WE Wild Rice Double IPA. It's a mouthful. Let's get another mouthful before we go. I would get this again, and I would recommend this. This is amazing. My education and my palate is broadening. I'm taken aback by this one. I'm pleasantly surprised. So, would I rank it up there with Pliny the Elder and some of the other double IPAs that I love? Lagunitas Maximus is one of my favorites, and it's hard to compare them head to head just because they have the classification of double IPA, because even within that you could have dry ones and not so dry ones and balanced ones, and maybe it's not fair to compare them to each other when the target wasn't to compete with something on this end of the spectrum versus this end of the spectrum. Now I'm waxing philosophical. Let's suffice it to say, try this. You may be pleasantly surprised if you also thought that rice was not something that should be used in beer. Just saying. This is Fred, FR5ED, over and out.